Hello? Alright, hold on. Alright, so I am back at the Guardian area, the Ocean Monument, and I'm just working on clearing it out as usual. I did, yesterday I was at the Woodland Mansion. I did some more stuff over there, just taking out the cobblestone and things like that, until my axes and pickaxes broke. Then I headed back. I did some caving, explored a ravine a little bit, got some coal, mostly coal and a little bit of iron. Went looking for more diamonds, couldn't find any. Um, I also, in Nimsus, I managed to breed the librarian and the other person, the cartographer, and they made a baby villager. So, and then I tried to do the same thing in Amont, but it didn't work because I forgot that you need to have more beds than there are villagers, and I didn't have that. So next time I go over there, that's what I'll do. Um, and I need to some of the sand. My inventory was full when I collected it. So basically, for the entirety of this, we're just going to be dropping sand and picking it up again. This is going to be a pretty long-term project, I think. And of course, it's only going to be prolonged by the Guardians protecting their ocean monument, even though we had technically defeated it. But I still don't know exactly how the breeding mechanics work in villages, because what I thought it was, basically I went through a ton of trial and error of messing up and then looking online and messing up again. What I thought it was, because in the old version of Minecraft, the only other time I had needed to breed villagers was to make an iron farm in the Skyblock world. And for that, I believe it was just the villagers had to be in proximity to each other or something like that. Now, however, when I did it here, I thought it had something to do with beds. I thought they just had to be in the proximity of a bed, in the range of a bed, like in the range of a bed and a workstation. That's what I thought it was. But what it is they have to be in the range of a bed and a workstation, and there has to be more beds than there are villagers. And then you have to give them a bunch of carrots. It said or a bunch of food. Carrots is one of the food. It said they only needed something like 12 carrots or something like that. I ended up giving the villagers and Nimzas like probably 3 stacks of carrots between each of them before they finally bred. But yeah, finally got it to work though. But apparently it's supposed to be easier if they have a farmer, because the farmer will just farm the crops. And there's also this, we also have another wandering trader right here. Anyways, the farmer will give the other villagers, yeah, you need to feed them, and yeah, that's what I was saying. but I gave them a ton of carrots before they actually bred. And then apparently it's easier if you have a farmer villager because the farmer will automatically pick up crops and give it to other villagers, and that will kind of um, almost automate the process because I don't have to sit there and make sure they're picking up the carrots. By the way, sorry, yesterday or last night we were talking about carrot cake and then my computer crashed. That's why the stream ended so abruptly. But yeah, I was saying that I got the villagers in Nimzus, which is a desert village over there. I got them to finally breed another villager. Because what it was that village was the first village to be wiped out by a group of pillagers. Like, I ended up finding two stray villagers just like wandering about in the desert. Not a wandering trader, two desert villagers that just happened to have wandered off. And I like collected them and brought them back to the village, which I named Nimzus, um, as a type of like lore or world building, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's so much more difficult now. And you know, if you look up on the wiki for all about villagers, the whole idea of a village is now way more complicated than it used to be. Like it was saying that every once in a while the villagers take a census where they check how many villagers there are and villagers can gossip with each other, and I'm like, when did like are we creating AI over here or something? That's crazy. Yeah, but I don't even know like how do the village is that when they're standing by each other and talking? Is that what it's supposed to be? Is that the villagers gossiping? Because sometimes I've noticed if you walk into villages, groups of villagers will be like huddled with each other talking, and I never knew what that was. But now that I think about it, it could have been them gossiping. But that's kind of crazy and also amusing to think about that there are employees at Mojang who are in Java programming away for. Oh yeah, but it's amusing to me to think of, you know, employees at Mojang programming a way for villagers to gossip in Java. How have you been though? What is a VBS? Are you still sore from the lifting and carrying of the hay bales or from the decorating the VBS? Or both, I guess. Okay. Do you have any like home remedies for muscle soreness, or do you just have to let that thing ride through? Oh, that was a close one. Right, right. Yeah, you definitely seem like a hardworking type person. Oof, almost fell off the edge there. But yeah, sometimes it's just, best to tough it out, I guess. And the old saying, pain is temporary, glory is forever, so. Right, exactly. That's the attitude. It's like a labor of love almost. You remember that if you remember that your muscles are sore, you remember why it's sore. You produce something that you love, or you did something that you enjoy, did something that fulfilled you, all that good stuff. Oh yeah, I got a nautilus shell because I killed a drowned zombie and they had it on them. So hopefully I can get another conduit. Right, exactly. Oh, I don't know if you saw, but I did. I built a conduit and I set it up underneath the main base. So now I can swim like for this huge distance. It's this massive radius. I can swim underwater and it like yeah, I can like breathe underwater and have night vision underwater and everything. It's pretty sick. Oh, this guy's gonna hit me. Oh, ooh, almost got knocked off of there. Yeah, it. I noticed that it was like you mine super fast underwater when you have it when you're in the conduit range, which is really nice because I hate mining underwater. It's so tedious and slow, but this speeds it up. Oh, oh, that guy almost knocked me off too. I've been pretty good. Just been grinding away at this ocean monument. It's pretty tedious stuff, so it's not like the most exciting thing in the world, but it keeps me busy. It like keeps me with a goal in mind, keeps me oriented to complete some task. And I think the hardest part is over now because we killed the Elder Guardian, so I don't have to worry about mining haste or mining fatigue. I mean, um, so that's over and done with. And with this kind of system I have of placing the sand down here, but also like breaking down this sand over here and then just replacing it on this side. It's just the same process repeated over and over again, but nothing like super difficult or challenging. So there's that. Um, Other than that, the only other large project, I guess, going on in this world is the Woodland Mansion, taking down the Woodland Mansion. Um, and that's going smoothly. And there's no more risk there either. I don't have to worry about, um, I forget their name, like Vindicators, I think they are, the people with the axes, the pillagers with the axes. I don't have to worry about them anymore. Um, I think I've kind of entered the late stage of the game so far, or at least I think I will enter the late stage once I defeat the Wither. I think that's like kind of officially when you're in the late game, because I'm in the midst of conquering a ocean monument. I've already conquered the Ender Dragon. I've got my Elytra. Um, so right now it's just kind of building a ton of farms. Like I don't know if you've seen a giant wheat and carrot farm, but I've got that going. Um, Kind of building up the villages and making them look nice. Stuff like that. This guy's gonna hit me. I remember when I first got into this game, like many years ago, because I used to have this game, and then I stopped playing it for a while, and then I just recently got back into it because it's made a resurgence this year. Oh, yeah, that's actually really nice. I haven't heard that idea before. That's really creative. So does the Vindicator, the guy with the axe, does he attack all mobs or just like players and villagers? The thing is, honestly, I kind of get the idea of pillagers. I get where Mojang was coming from when they decided to add that. But I don't know. It's like something about the pillagers. I don't really like it. I think the raids are way too difficult for players to deal with. Like you have those big like rhinoceros monster type things. Those are insane to deal with, and then you have the illusioners who are summoning the Vex and all that. I just think that the pillagers were a bad, or I think it was a good idea, just poorly executed. I don't know if you feel the same way, but and the raids take so long. It's like 6 or 7 rounds, and after a while you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna skip out of this village, and then you come back, and of course the pillagers have pillaged the village because that's what they do. Oh yeah, but like I was saying, I remember when I first got into this game, I did play single player a little bit, but I was so eager to get into multiplayer that I didn't really explore single player. I think the entire time I keep hearing those guys and it's making me nervous. I think the entire time I played on single player I had it set to like peaceful mode. So I never got any ender pearls. I never went to the ender dragon. Nothing like that. I didn't really explore the single player side of the game because I was so eager to get to the multiplayer side of the game. Lo and behold, the multiplayer side of the game is only fun for so long. So then, the game got old. I decided to stop playing. And then, of course, in 2019, for whatever reason, um, maybe for good reason, because I think a lot of improvements were made to the game, but the game started to make a resurgence. So I got back on, and I decided I was gonna spend more time on the single player aspect, see what it has to offer, or at least see what I can contribute to the single player experience. Because I think single player is always what you make it. You can have a single player creative world, for example, where you do these. Oh, hold on. You can have a single player creative world where all you do, or where you make these insane contraptions and builds and things like that. You can also have a single player creative world where you just use TNT and blow stuff up and stuff like that. Similarly, you can have a single player survival world where, just like me, you have it on peaceful the whole time and you don't really do anything. Or you can kind of take risks and, I don't know, yeah, take risks and do stuff that you've never done before. Try building builds that you think would look cool. And I have some builds in mind for ocean monuments because there are a ton of ocean monuments in this world. But I have some build ideas in mind, and that kind of keeps me goal oriented. It keeps me playing this game because I'm saying, oh yeah, I do want to build that. Now I have to gather the resources to do that, and oh, now that I'm gathering all these resources, I have to expand my storage system, and it just goes on like that. And I think it makes playing the game a better experience overall. I did see that you said something though. Let me see what it was really quickly. Vindicator's the guy who makes the. Yeah, but as a new player, like I said, I came into this game after a while of not playing it. I didn't even know that the Illagers were like, I think I knew they were in the game, but I didn't know they could come in like random patrolling parties, and I didn't know what Bad Omen did. And so I stepped into Nimsis, that desert village over there. I guess it would actually be somewhere over there. But I stepped into Nimsis with Bad Omen, not knowing that it would trigger a raid. I didn't even know what a raid was. I just thought that it was maybe 1 or 2 rounds of, Vindicators and things like that. But it turned out to be way more than I bargained for, and I said, oh, no, I'm out of here. Sorry. Turned out to be way more than I bargained for. I was like, oh, I'm out of here. I can't deal with all these enemies. Lo and behold, the pillagers do what they're programmed to do, and the whole village is wiped out. So, yeah, that's that's my opinion on illagers, I guess, or the pillagers or whatever. And then I had another village, Amant, which is in the savanna biome, probably somewhere over there. Same thing happened to them, except I didn't even know a raid was triggered there. It must have been like a patrolling band of pillagers that spawned while I was in the area, and then I left the area, but they stuck around and just pillaged the place. And once again, they destroyed the entire population of the village. Why water and bones and spare wood? Spare wood for a crafting table, I'm assuming, but why water and bones? So if you walk into a village with bad omen and you trigger a raid and then you drink a bucket of milk and the bad omen goes away, does the raid also go away? Do they just leave or does it continue? he's gonna hit me. He's gonna hit me. I have to watch my armor. Oh, he's gonna hit me. Ooh, that one did a lot of damage. Okay. That's a good idea. But usually because of the bad experience I've had with the pillagers, whenever I see like a patrol party of them just walking around, he's gonna hit me. Whenever I see a patrol party of uh when I see the patrol party of pillagers walking around, I won't even try to engage them. I'll just run far away, and I'll run so far away that they're forced to despawn. That's the only way I will deal with them. You can see at the main base, um, when I go to the front door of the main base, there are all these pillager banners, or ominous banners, I think they're called, lining the door. Those are from when I didn't know. Those were from. Is that, those were from when I didn't know what the bad omen effect was, and I just put the banners there. Yeah. For me, I think my top like must carry items are a stack of dirt, a stack of cobblestone, a stack of wood, um, probably some sort of stone or iron axe, a couple of pickaxes, some torches, um, and a bed probably in case you're adventuring and you need to sleep. Um, and for difficult stuff, like when I went to kill the Elder Guardians, I did have a totem of undying on me just in case. But it never even got close to. It never even got close to using the totem of undying. Probably the lowest I dropped was half health. The other thing is, I'm not even afraid to admit, I'm kind of salty that they took away God armor before I got a chance to get God armor, because I got some stuff here like protection 3, projectile protection 4, and I think that's it. The only other thing that's has stacked protection is my chest plate, which is at the main base and needs to be repaired. But like 1.14.2, they let you have God armor, which is where you could stack protections. Like you could have protection 4, projectile protection 4, fire protection 4, blast protection 4, all that. And that was like crazy. I wish I had known about that, but I didn't really know about that. I didn't really take advantage of that. And then so when they took it away, now I'm left with like not really that great armor. But then I see videos of people with this god armor just accidentally falling directly into lava and being able to swim out of the lava to safety and still survive with a good chunk of their health left because they had such insane enchantments on it. Yeah, I know I can always do that, but I don't know. It feels kind of cheap to do that. Like, kind of like you're cheating the system almost. Like, it's like I know Mojang didn't want me to do that, and I had my chance to do that, and I didn't take advantage of that chance, so now I'm stuck with just regular diamond armor, which is still good. Like, there have been a couple of times where I've fallen down here. Yeah, I guess it was. I would say it was using what's provided when it was 1.14.2 and they allowed that. But then once they switched to 1.14.3 and beyond, and they said we're taking the God Armor enchantments away, then it was like, and frankly, I should have like been keeping up and knowing that they were going to take it out. But now that they've already took it out, I'm not like so in need of it that I'm gonna revert back to an older version just to get it. I'll stick with what I got, then hope that it works out for the best. But like I was saying, there have been a couple of times that I've fallen down here, and with diamond armor, I um, dropped down to like half health or something like that. But if I had been wearing diamond or leather armor, I would have been a dead man for sure. What do you think about the idea that in the next update it's going to be like a cave update that revolutionizes caves and things like that? I think it could be kind of cool. I'd be excited to hear what they're planning, but I was like seeing the sand drop onto the torches. I think the wandering trader and his two llamas must have despawned when I went back to the main base, because they're not in here anymore. There used to be a wandering trader and two llamas. I even got leads from them because the wandering trader dropped the leads. But we have another wandering trader up here, so that's good, I guess. No, they even despawned. Oh man. I didn't even go out of like... I didn't even go that far away from them to despawn. Oh, that's fine. I haven't been doing anything super interesting, just placing sand like always. Yeah, that's for sure. That's what I'm hoping at least. Especially as we start to place the sand on top of the temple, and I'm no longer directly dropping it to the bottom of the ocean. I'll be dropping it on, um, I don't know, like higher blocks, I guess. Like, if you look at that top structure, it's only like 5 or 6 blocks away from the surface of the ocean. And then after I finish placing all these and uh, taking like these blocks down, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the outer perimeter here. I'm thinking of making it like a glass structure, and I don't know, but I don't know yet. I'm still working stuff out. But maybe like a glass structure, and then maybe I leave the ocean floor looking like that, or maybe I change it to some different material. And then we gotta go into the ocean monument itself and probably place sponges in there and drain all the water out, which should be easier now that we're not under the threat of mining fatigue. Another day, another sand placing day. Another day, another stack of sand. That's what I always say. I have noticed though, like you said, as I've continued placing sand uh, more and more, I guess, or like closing in on this, I've noticed that the same amount of sand that was used for making this line stretching all the way over there and all the way over there can now fill like these two lines stretching all the way over there and all the way over there. So it's definitely, like you said, the area is getting smaller and smaller, and with the sand that I've placed and dug up over here, I can now fill in like twice that much area over here. The other crazy thing is there's another ocean monument just over there. That one I want to turn into a guardian farm, but that's going to be way, way in the future, I think, because that requires a lot of materials and a lot of patience. Yeah, I guess. And I guess with your muscles so sore just watching the sand placing over and over again, it can be kind of like mesmerizing almost. You can kind of fall into a deep sleep almost and let that muscle tissue heal up. Yeah. Oh, we're almost done with this line. We should be able to get it with this 11 plus this stack, I think. There we go. We finished this whole line right here. Now it's on to the next one over here. I do think it's interesting that yesterday the whole stream was just me taking down the woodland mansion, and now it's me placing a ton of sand. Like I'm just doing like the most grinding like things over and over again. This part though is a little bit easier because this is shallower ocean. It takes less blocks to fill up each line or each column. Mm-hmm. And I mean, obviously, there's going to be more exciting parts to this world, like uh, when I fight the Wither boss, when I fight the Ender Dragon another time and another time. All that stuff is going to be more interesting, but until then, it's just the grind. And I mean, speaking of the grind, it doesn't just stop with the. This guy's gonna hit me. It doesn't just stop with the Guardian or Ocean Monument thing, and it doesn't just stop with the Woodland Mansion either. I'm also building the floating forest around the main base, and that takes a ton of dirt and a ton of saplings. I don't even think I'm probably. Maybe I'm barely 10% complete with that. But that's a massive project. Um, then there's also rebuilding the villages and fortifying them and making them look nice. You have to get a ton of materials for that. Yeah. You wait, you could kill the ender dragon with eggs? Did it? Oh, I didn't know that. One of the most interesting strategies I found for killing the ender dragon that I haven't used, or that I didn't use when I went to kill it, was the bed strategy. Because beds blow up in the end, and so if you right click on a bed to sleep, it will just blow up. So then whenever the ender dragon comes close, you right click, and it blows up in the ender dragon's face, and it does a ton of damage. I didn't use that though. It was pretty much my bow that did all the work. I don't even think I used the sword once, because the ender dragon's hitbox is kind of weird, so the bow just worked better for me. I do think that I am gonna head off for the night though, because I don't know if you heard me yawning, but I'm insanely tired. Um, but thanks for sticking around chatting while I play sand and gravel for an hour and a half. Uh, yeah, talk to you soon. Hopefully if you catch the next day's streams, rest up, let those muscles relax, but also keep doing that hard work I know you like. I'll see you some other time. See ya.